garden on this rainy afternoon. We recently traded in the Appalachian Mountains for Alaskan mountains and ended up leaving our garden unattended for about 2 weeks. So this is the state that it's in, and this is the first time that I'm getting a chance to check on it and see what's going on. I know there's a lot of work that's going to need to be done today, a lot of pruning and getting things shaped up. One of the first things that I noticed was my broccoli. My broccoli is definitely all bolted, starting to flower. I knew that was definitely going to happen, but I was sad to see it go. So I know now that I at least can grow broccoli, and that I'm probably going to be starting some more in about a month so that it can grow towards the fall. So I am happy that I at least tried it, and I know that it grew well in this spot, and I will probably plant it in the same exact space. So I'm just cleaning it up for now. I'm probably going to pull it soon, but I figured I'd just trim it up, let the flowers grow for the moment, and give all of the trimmings to the chickens. This is what the melon patch is looking like. Not that great. All the poppies are coming in that row on the end, but it is absolutely riddled with weeds. We're going to have to do a different strategy on this melon and squash and pumpkin patch next year, but the squash seems to be doing a lot better. The melons, not so much, but the weeds are a huge problem. So we either need to build this bed up a lot taller, or we need to think about putting weed fabric down. These are the cabbages and the Brussels sprouts. Cabbages are looking okay, but Brussels sprouts look like they got hit with the same bug that hit the broccoli. But that's okay, I expected that too. We'll do that again when it's the colder weather. We finally have a nasturtium. This is our very first nasturtium, and I feel like that took a way too long of time. And as I thought would happen, these eggplant are doing absolutely nothing. So I'm calling that a loss. I knew one of the biggest tasks I was going to need to do today was pruning my tomatoes. The tomatoes seem to be doing quite well. I did see a lot of growth, and there was a lot to prune back. The pruning strategy I'm using is basically I don't want any of the leaves to be touching the ground to the best of my ability. So I'm trimming the bottom so that there's some good airflow through there. I don't want the leaves touching the ground so that they don't get all of the diseases that can come from soil and getting soggy from the water. And then I'm also trimming off all of the suckers that are growing. After pruning, I'm using some twine just to tie up some of the longer pieces onto the trellis. Some are getting pretty long, so I tied them up so that they wouldn't touch the dirt. Some things I wanted to highlight that are actually blooming and putting on fruit since we left are all of our peppers. All of our peppers seem to be doing very well. I'm very pleased with them. All kinds are putting on fruit, so I'm so excited about that. We finally had the pink lemonade dahlia come back. It has lots of buds on it, so I am excited to see lots of pink and yellow going on in this one spot. The white cosmos seem to be coming in really nicely. These are the first cosmos to come in. I'm excited to see some other colors around the garden, but so far the white ones are the first to bloom. And we finally have the very first of our zinnias. Still tiny, but they're there. The next biggest thing I knew I was going to need to tackle was this green stalk. This is where all of my lettuce, kale, and spinach is held. And it was pretty full when I left, so I knew that it was going to be even fuller when I got back. So I was right. There were some things that were just kind of decaying, had been left there too long and needed to be picked. There were some that were just yellowing that I felt like I could cut off and give to the chickens as well. And there were some, especially my butter crunch lettuce, that just got taken over by earwigs, which I just hate earwigs. They're very gross to me. But they were just living there, so I decided to cut some of them all the way down to the root, and hopefully I can keep those a little cleaner going forward.